Hey, so I want to show you how you can avoid status reporting hell. And this video is inspired by that post from John where he talks about the life of product managers. And just to show that picture in bigger, like I really like this, but this is true. This is what my life used to look like, where those are things that you have to talk about in the company. You have initiatives, you have launches, you have your OKRs. Your metrics, you have like your one pagers, your monthly business review, quarterly business report. And the problem is that it feels that you're repeating yourself several times a week or several times a month. And you're going to write updates for initiatives. And when you write updates for the key results, you have to repeat whatever is in there. And so it feels really disjointed. Also, it's just a waste of time because instead of you thinking about what needs to be done, you're just spending too much time. Like I'd say 30 to 40% of the time is spent rewriting or paraphrasing something you've already written somewhere else. All right, so that's big waste of time. It makes people unhappy. It also prevents people from doing the best job. So what do I do instead? So this is Tability, and let me focus on this. Like I'll focus just on this key result here. So in Tability, that's my objective here, power product growth, I have a key result that I'm tracking. Now, what's important is like for that key result, I'm going to be doing some things, right? And so I'm going to maybe work on the marketing campaign, find new themes to talk about, etc. And those are the things that, on a day-to-day, this is what I'm really working on to make progress on that. And this is more something I want to update once a week. And even so, there are some critical key results that I really want to have a look at and think about it and track with my team. And there are things like this where the tracking, that metric comes from Amplitude. And, this is like another story for another day. But as you can see, Google is stealing our traffic with AI previews. So it's really important for us to be able to track this. But is it super important for me to do the update, or can I actually outsource it to the platform? That's what I've done. So the first thing I've done is instead of me thinking I'm going to come and write those updates myself, I've connected it to this chart here. If I do load chart data, basically what it does, you can connect it to a specific chart and then say, hey, the data comes from here. But one more step, you can enable that thing, which says to the platform, I want you on a weekly basis to write me an update, basically, and use deep analysis for that update. So this is done. And this is where the magic happens, because I can then focus on these things, right? For instance, let's say that this here was blocked and this here is in review, right? I want to focus on these things, on being able to do this during the week. Now, what the platform is going to do is like once a week on a Monday, maybe I'm going to simulate this. It's going to pull that metric here. And it's going to plot it for me on the graph, but not only would it do this, if it just did that, it wouldn't be different from here. It would actually, here, let's go back to the timeline. It understands what my goal is. It knows that I want to go from 6,000 to 12,000 visits. And because of that, like it wrote like a proper status update saying, hey, this is where you are today. You're currently on track. But if you want to keep a momentum, and now this is where we have that connection between the initiatives and the key result, it says, hey, you need to resolve the block marketing campaign. Continue monitoring this. Overall trajectory is positive. So this is an update that I'm going to get in my inbox. And even number was red or yellow, I would also get an update with like a signal that, hey, I need to think about my bets differently. So instead of having that disjointed picture, now I have, my initiatives being fed automatically in my key results, and my key results being automatically updated by another system. This is freaking awesome. Now I'll show you another thing to go a step further. So let's go back to the parent plan. So this key result here is part of a bigger plan. So now let's say that I have to do that one pager where I want to update the rest of the company about our progress. So instead of me having to rewrite everything, I can just switch to presentation mode. And now all these updates that have been created are being turned into a blog post. This here, normally that here is the update that the platform created for me. And I can find that related content. So instead of me having to rewrite everything is done for me. I can download the PDF version of that, and it's already good to go. Now, the last thing, if you still have like a minute or two to spend with me, I want to show you how to really close that loop at the end of a quarter. So end of a quarter, what you want in general is to have like a big reflection, or, you know, it's like something you do once a month or end of a quarter during your MBRs and QBRs. You want to have like a better reflection of, you know, all the updates that you've done, right? So you're a product manager and you have to go and comb all the updates here and try to write a summary of progress. So if we go back to this chart here, it means that I have to chase all the initiatives owner, all the OKRs owners, try to understand what their perspective is to write a one-pager that is not about big bi-weekly initiative review, but more about quarterly business review of the OKRs. That can take a couple of days easily, chasing everyone up. So same again, in Tability, you can automate all of that. I can hit create new here. And then if I hit like populate with AI, what it does, it takes, those updates, you already had those initiatives being fed into the OKRs and the OKR status update. Well, what this does, it actually reads all the check-ins that have been written for every key result. And then it's going to create a summary of that progress and a summary of the progress of the objective. And at each step of the way, right, it's going to do its own grading and try to say, hey, given everything that happened, this is where we are. But not only do we want that, we also want to understand like what are the top wins, what are the risks, what's the overall summary of the thing, right? Objective power, product growth, it struggles with fluctuation, turn customers into true fan, benefits from proactive user engagement. That's cool. If I want to change it, I can just click and then I can edit the content, right? I want a bit of a better formatting like this, for instance. So I have my summary, my wins, my risk, my summary for each one of my OKRs and my grading of my objectives. And then at the bottom, I have my next steps. Right, so this here definitely is a status reporting hell. Tability is making all of that go away and simplify everything. Like it takes care of, I don't know, it's like 60, 70% of what you see in that picture is happening automatically for you. And then you can just focus on doing the work, and we will propagate all the updates wherever they need to be. That's it. Thanks.